The Commonwealth meeting hall buzzed with alien voices, most speaking in hushed tones that grew silent as Ambassador Juan Park entered. She walked with the deliberately slow pace humans had adopted in galactic society, a measured gait that hid their natural speed and agility. 20 years of diplomatic service had perfected her ability to appear less threatening to the Class 3 species that dominated the Galactic Commonwealth. Juan wore the standard diplomatic uniform, loose-fitting and bulky to hide human musculature, with padded shoulders that minimized the difference between human and alien physiques. She nodded politely to the representatives from 5-star systems as she took her seat, keeping her smile closed-mouthed to hide teeth that many species found disturbingly predatory. "The human delegation is recognized," announced High Council member Xylith, his 3-eye stalks quivering slightly despite 2 decades of interaction with humans. "We shall now discuss the incidents at the Proxima mining colony." Juan felt her heart rate increase, but kept her expression neutral. The mining colony attacks had been growing worse, with Commonwealth ships increasingly spotted near pirate vessels. Yet official reports always blamed human aggressive expansion for the violence. "The Council remains concerned about human settlement patterns," continued Xylith. "Your species continues to colonize worlds that other species find uncomfortable." What he meant was, humans could live on planets that would kill most other sentient species. Class 12 Deathworlders, as humans were classified, could endure radiation, temperature extremes, high gravity, and atmospheric conditions that Commonwealth species found lethal. "We have restricted ourselves to planets no other Commonwealth species has claimed," Juan replied carefully, modulating her voice to a higher pitch that sounded less threatening to alien ears. "The Proxima colonies are on worlds unsuitable for Class 3 through Class 8 species." Ambassador Norix, representing the Fexian Alliance, raised a thin blue hand. His spindly fingers trembled slightly. "The issue is not habitability, Ambassador Park. The issue is proximity. Your species' mere presence causes distress among nearby systems." Juan had heard this argument for 15 years. The Commonwealth wanted humans contained to a handful of systems, despite the fact that humans could safely colonize hundreds of worlds no other species could inhabit. "We have followed all Commonwealth spacing protocols," she said, her tone deliberately mild. "No human colony has been established within 5 light-years of any existing settlement." Her neural implant buzzed with an incoming secure message. Juan maintained her pleasant expression as text scrolled across her visual field. "ATTCK on any USA and colony. Come on the Aelth ships, identified supporting pirates. 32 dead, 14 missing." This was the 3rd such attack this month. Each time, Commonwealth ships would arrive with the pirates, vanish during the attack, then reappear afterward offering assistance and protection. "The Commonwealth appreciates human efforts to appear less threatening," Norix continued, oblivious to the message Juan had received. "However, we must insist on further restrictions to your colonial expansion." Juan thought of the families on New Buzan, of the children who had died while Commonwealth officials spoke of peaceful coexistence. She thought of the human military ships that remained hidden in deep space, powerful weapon systems deactivated to appear harmless on Commonwealth scans. For 20 years, humanity had played by Commonwealth rules. They had hidden their strength, modified their behavior, and endured patronizing treatment from species that feared them simply for surviving on a world that would kill most aliens in minutes. "Of course, Ambassador," she said with a carefully measured smile that revealed nothing of her thoughts. "Humans always appreciate constructive feedback." After the meeting, Juan walked to her private office in the human embassy. She removed the bulky diplomatic uniform, revealing the athletic frame she normally had to hide. Her assistant, Hyunbin, waited with a data tablet. "New Buzan sent visual confirmation," he said without greeting. "Commonwealth military vessels provided cover fire for the pirates. We have it recorded." Juan nodded, looking out the window at the gleaming spires of the Commonwealth capital. So many humans had died while they played nice, while they pretended to be weaker than they were. "Send the footage to Earth," she said quietly, "and contact General Taeyong. Tell him I think it's time we showed the Commonwealth what humans are really capable of." Hyunbin's eyes widened. "You mean?" "I mean 20 years of being good neighbors hasn't worked," Jiwan said, her voice firm. "Perhaps it's time the galaxy remembers why Deathworlders became the apex predators of their planet." The alarm sirens on Tajo VI colony wailed across the settlement. Red lights flashed in every building as the colony shields activated, casting a shimmering dome over the 10,000 human inhabitants. In the central medical facility, Dr. Ki-Yun Ryu stared at his microscope with growing horror. "Run the test again," he told his assistant, Nari. "I've run it 6 times, she replied, her face pale. "The results are always the same." The mysterious illness that had struck Tajo VI 2 weeks ago wasn't natural. Under extreme magnification, the pathogen's structure revealed artificial markers and Commonwealth bioengineering techniques. Someone had designed this disease specifically to test human immune responses. Colony Director Sujin Han burst into the lab, her usual calm demeanor shattered. "Commonwealth ships have just declared a full quarantine. They're threatening to fire on any vessel attempting to enter or leave Tajo's atmosphere." Ki-Yun pointed to the screen displaying the enlarged pathogen. "Because they don't want anyone to see this. It's their creation." Sujin. Her eyes widened as she understood. "They're experimenting on us." Over the next 3 days, the situation worsened. Commonwealth cruisers formed a blockade around the planet, jamming communications and preventing supply ships from reaching the surface. The disease continued spreading, not deadly yet, but causing fever and respiratory distress in 30% of the colony. In the colony's control center, Sujin received the worst news yet. "Medical supplies will run out in 5 days at current usage rates," reported Health Chief Minsu. "The children and elderly will be the first to suffer." Sujin made the decision to send an emergency transmission to Earth. Using a quantum entanglement communicator the Commonwealth didn't know humans possessed. 20 hours later, the hospital ship Mercy of Seoul appeared at the edge of the system, loaded with medical supplies and doctors. From the colony control center, they watched on the screens as the massive white vessel, with red medical symbols clear on its hull, approached Tajo VI. 6 Commonwealth warships immediately moved to intercept. "This is Captain Jio Kim of the medical vessel Mercy of Seoul," came the transmission. "We are an unarmed humanitarian ship carrying supplies for a human colony in distress. We request safe passage under Section 47 of the Commonwealth Charter regarding medical emergencies." The Commonwealth Admiral's reply was cold. "Return to your origin point immediately. Tajo VI is under quarantine by order of the Commonwealth Council due to dangerous pathogen containment protocols." "We are aware of the situation," Captain Gio responded. "Our supplies can help contain the outbreak. We have 3,726 medical personnel and civilians aboard ready to assist." "This is your final warning," the Commonwealth Admiral stated. "Reverse course, or we will be forced to fire." In the control center, Sujin grabbed a communicator. "Captain Kim, turn back. They're not bluffing." But it was too late. On the screens, they watched in horror as energy beams from 3 Commonwealth cruisers struck the unarmed hospital ship. The Mercy of Seoul exploded in a brilliant flash, debris scattering across space. Over 3,000 lives extinguished in seconds. Silence fell across the control center. Sujin's hand shook as she leaned against the console for support. Dr. Ki-Yun stood frozen, staring at the screen where thousands of their people had just been murdered for trying to bring medicine to a sick colony. "Record everything," Sujin finally said, her voice barely a whisper. "Every second of this. Earth needs to see what happened here." 12 hours later, President Min Jae-kim of the United Earth Government stood before the cameras. His face showed no emotion as he addressed not just humanity but the entire galaxy. "For 20 years, humans have dimmed our lights to avoid scaring those who fear the dark," he said, his voice steady and clear. We have followed Commonwealth rules. We have modified our behavior. We have hidden our strength and capabilities. We have endured discrimination and unfair treatment. He paused, looking directly into the camera. Today, the Commonwealth fired on an unarmed medical vessel, attempting to help our sick and dying people on HFY. 3,726 innocent lives were lost. This was not an accident or misunderstanding. This was an act of war against humanity. President Minji's eyes hardened. Effective immediately, all human forces are authorized to operate at full capacity. All restrictions on human technology and capabilities are lifted. The Commonwealth wanted to see what humans are truly capable of when threatened. His final words sent a chill across the galaxy. Today, we stop pretending to be weak. Across human space, military vessels powered up weapons systems that had remained dormant for decades. Soldiers removed the restraints from their exoskeletons. Scientists activated research projects kept hidden from Commonwealth oversight. And on HFY, Dr. Kian looked up from his microscope with newfound determination. The Commonwealth had created this disease to test human resilience. Now they would learn exactly how resilient humans could be. Commander Do-Yum Lee stood in the launch bay of the human stealth ship Swift Justice, watching as his 12-person strike team prepared for the mission. For the first time in 2 decades of military service, they were not holding back. No more restrictive suits designed to slow their movements. No more limits on their natural strength and speed. Team, final check, Do-Yun said, his voice calm despite what they were about to attempt. His second-in-command, Captain Ji-Hai Song, nodded as she checked her neural combat interface. All systems green. Team is ready. The Commonwealth blockade around HFY consisted of 12 warships, including the flagship Righteous Authority that had fired on the medical vessel. That ship was their target. Remember, Do-Yun told his team, the Commonwealth has never seen humans fight at full capacity. They believe 13 of us cannot possibly take a ship with 400 crew members. Myung, their tech specialist, grinned. They're about to learn differently. Their insertion vessel launched, appearing on Commonwealth scans as nothing more than a piece of space debris. As they approached the massive Commonwealth flagship, Do-Yun felt a strange sense of freedom. For years, human soldiers had trained to fight at their natural capacity, but had never been allowed to use their full abilities. Docking in 30 seconds, reported the pilot. No detection so far. The ship latched onto the Commonwealth vessel's outer hull near an emergency airlock. Myung's fingers danced across her portable terminal, bypassing security systems the Commonwealth believed unbreakable. "We're in," she whispered. Do-Yum led the way, moving at his natural speed, rather than the artificially slow pace humans normally adopted in Commonwealth space. His team spread through the corridors of the alien ship like shadows, their movements too quick for the security cameras to properly track. "Gridge team, in position," Jai reported through their neural link. "Engine room team, ready," came another voice. "Weapons control, in position." All teams had reached their targets in under 4 minutes, a feat the Commonwealth would have thought impossible. Do-Yum gave the order. "Execute." Throughout the massive warship, the human teams struck simultaneously. In the engine room, Technician Yuno disabled the Commonwealth's advanced propulsion systems with precise movements that seemed impossibly fast to the alien engineers. When security forces arrived, they found themselves facing a human who could predict their movements and react 3 times faster than their fastest soldiers. On the bridge, Jai's team moved like lightning. Commonwealth officers barely had time to reach for weapons before they were disarmed and restrained. The captain of the Righteous Authority stared in disbelief as 3 humans neutralized his entire bridge crew in under 30 seconds. "This is impossible," he gasped as Ji-Hai secured his hands. "Your species cannot move this quickly." "We always could," Jai replied calmly. "We just chose not to scare you." In the weapons control center, Do-Yum personally disabled the targeting systems that had destroyed the medical ship. When Commonwealth security forces cornered him, They fired their energy weapons only to find him no longer standing where they aimed. He moved with a fluid grace that seemed supernatural to the aliens, disarming 6 armed guards without killing a single one. Within 17 minutes of boarding, the humans had complete control of the Commonwealth flagship. Not a single human casualty. Not a single alien life taken. Do-Yun opened a channel to the other Commonwealth ships. This is Commander Do-Yun Lee of Earth Defense Force. The righteous authority is now under human control. Your flagship was taken by 13 humans in 17 minutes. We could have killed everyone aboard, but we chose not to. He let those words sink in before continuing. The remaining 11 ships in your battle group have a choice. Stand down and allow medical supplies to reach Tajo VI, or discover what else humans are capable of when we stop being nice. Across the Commonwealth fleet, alien commanders watched in horror as their supposedly superior flagship changed course under human control. The humans they had dismissed as slow, weak creatures from a savage world had just executed a military operation that should have been impossible. One by one, the Commonwealth ships powered down their weapons. In the Commonwealth Galactic Council, news of the human action spread like wildfire. Video footage from the righteous authority's own security systems showed humans moving with impossible speed, demonstrating strength and coordination that no Commonwealth species possessed. "What are they?" whispered one council member in horror. The answer came from an old alien scientist who had studied human physiology for years. They are what evolution creates on a death world. They are what happens when a species evolves on a planet trying to kill them every day for millions of years. They are what we feared they were all along, apex predators pretending to be sheep. On Earth, President Minje received news of the successful mission with a solemn nod. "Send the medical supplies to Tajo VI immediately," he ordered, "and prepare the fleet. The Commonwealth needs to see what else we've been hiding." The Commonwealth Senate chamber had never been so silent. Professor Hyun-Woo Kim walked calmly down the central aisle, his footsteps echoing through the vast hall. Unlike human representatives before him, he did not hunch his shoulders or slow his natural walking pace. He moved with the confident stride of a species that had evolved as pursuit predators. Hundreds of alien representatives from 87 worlds watched with a mixture of fear and fascination. Many had never seen a human moving naturally before. For decades, humans had carefully controlled their movements in alien company. "Distinguished representatives," Hanmu began, his voice carrying clearly without artificial amplification. "I am Professor Hyun-Woo Kim of Earth University. For 30 years, I have studied your cultures while you studied mine." He placed a small device on the speaker's podium. A holographic image appeared above it. Earth, blue and green and beautiful. But then the image changed, showing storms that covered continents, lightning that split the sky, volcanoes that poured fire across the land. "This is the world that created humanity," Hyunwoo continued. "A planet with gravity that would crush most of your species, with atmospheric oxygen levels that would poison your lungs, with radiation levels that would damage your cells beyond repair within months." The Senate chamber remained deathly quiet as the images continued, showing Earth's predators. Lions taking down prey, wolves hunting in packs, sharks cutting through ocean waters. While your ancestors evolved on gentle worlds with no natural predators, mine fought daily for survival against creatures designed by nature to kill us. A Vrexian senator stood shakily. "Professor, we understand your point, but this display seems unnecessarily threatening." Hyunwoo smiled, no longer hiding his teeth as humans had been trained to do in Commonwealth space. "Is truth threatening, Senator? I am simply explaining why humans are what we are." He changed the hologram to show human achievements. Ancient pyramids built without modern technology, explorers climbing Earth's highest mountains, astronauts walking on barren moons. Your Commonwealth scientists classified Earth as a Class 12 death world. No Commonwealth species can survive there without extensive protection. Yet humans not only survived but thrived, building civilizations in deserts, in Arctic wastelands, in deep rainforests. The Fexian ambassador raised a trembling hand. Are you here to threaten the Commonwealth with war, Professor? Hyunmu shook his head. No, Ambassador. I'm here to help you understand humanity before you make decisions based on fear rather than knowledge. He switched the hologram again, this time showing Commonwealth ships firing on the unarmed medical vessel above Taijo Vi.